my gosh, I have waited so motherfucking long to do this video and now it's finally here. Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, and for you newcomers to my channel that are probably fond of all my negativity, what's up? I finally get to do the video that I've wanted to do all motherfucking semester. My racist, rude, sexist professor. This video is... just sit back and enjoy. I decided to pick a course called Women and the Criminal Justice System. I thought this would be a very easy course because I did a lot of like female sociology courses in the past, whatever, and I've always done well. I was like, hey, what's up, hello to this course. So ready, so excited. To be completely honest, the course and everything was very interesting. Learned a hell of a lot about prostitutes, in-call sex workers, out-call sex workers, all that shit. I've learned a lot. But this professor was out of her fucking mind. I don't want to stereotype. Has anyone ever taken like a female, like a woman studies course in university or even high school? And it's always taught by these like very, not butch, extremists of feminists. Men are bad, listen to females, male privilege, all this stuff, blah 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 blah. But this professor was on some other level of high shit, and I knew within 2 months of taking her course, not even like a month and a half, that I had to make a video calling her out. I did not want to make it so that she would find it halfway. Wait. Why was I even afraid of that? She can't even access Google Chrome. Like, I don't even understand. She'll be on her computer for half an hour. Where's the Google search button? How do you have a PhD? I documented down like a whole bunch of bullshit that she pulled, and I was just afraid of her somehow getting in touch with this video. She has not personally victimized me yet. So I decided, hey, let's do this video. Let's rock this bitch. First of all, this professor is super rude to guys. There's only one guy in our class, and you can tell she's like, why the fuck are you here? Every time he speaks, I'm just like praying for him, like, please do not talk. She's literally gonna set your eyes on fire. Just don't talk. I'm like praying for him when he talks. He has very simple questions. She just rips him a new one every single time he talks, and I'm like, why? Why is that necessary? Whenever he talks, she's like, I'm gonna ask you to not speak at this moment because I need to talk about how to access Google Chrome. Thing is, we had to do these huge presentations in this class, and for this it was not even worth that much, but it took us so much time. We had to photocopy about 80 pages for our class when we could have just emailed them. But you know what? She says no to email because electronic copies are bad. So he was the first one to go. You just know that he got his ass ripped in half. He was criticized for every single thing, yelled at for not knowing how to write certain things, and just like, bruh. She just hates him so much. Once she was like, I want to know everyone's feedback on how this course is run, like how the grading scheme is, all that stuff. He raised his hand, and I was already praying for the brother, and he was like, well, I don't really like how you didn't really provide a rubric, which is not okay, by the way. I thought I was a lot harshly judged than like the rest of the students. She didn't even have anything to say back. All she said was, okay, well, we'll agree to disagree. Bitch, what? Second of all, she's a racist motherfucking piece of shit. Half the class are black girls. Sorry, African American. Somebody's gonna make themselves get offended by that comment. Anyways, half of them are black, and she doesn't seem to like any of these girls for no reason in particular. Some of them did not grow up here in Canada. They immigrated here and came here for university, so they pronounce things a little differently. So, I don't even know how to say it. She focuses so much on the significance of the pronunciation, even though she knows exactly what you're trying to say. Bitch, this ain't an English course. This girl was presenting, and she didn't pronounce patriarchy perfectly, which we all know what she's saying, so we didn't care. We were like, whatever. The professor stops the presenter and says, "Excuse me, repeat after me. Patriarchy." And she made the whole class repeat it 3 times in a row, like the entire class. What? Some people from different places pronounce hypothesis like hypothesis. That's okay, that's completely acceptable. But no, the professor made us all stop for a moment just to properly learn how to pronounce it the way that she wants it to be pronounced. Hypothesis. Are you happy now? Hypothesis. Okay. I don't understand this lady. And the thing is, she said, "I don't want anybody to be obtrusive of these people's presentations." Oh yeah, we have to time our presentations 20 minutes exactly, no more, no less. So if you need to be at the timekeeper and you need to hold up the card, yes, we have cards to hold up that say like 10 minutes left, 5 minutes left. We have to hold it up silently and just like... So bitch, tell me why you are ruining her presentation for us to pronounce patriarchy. Why? And then this other girl, she had to present and she's never used PowerPoint in her life. Does it really matter? No, it doesn't. This professor made it oh so significant that you have to use PowerPoint. So she ended up making a PowerPoint that was not very pretty. It was pretty much plain with just pictures and writing, and she didn't know how to click through properly. You know what? You've never used it before. It's understandable. And then this professor goes on this like rant to say how this PowerPoint was not very nice. How come she doesn't know how to use it properly? She even goes as far to make all of us students in that course, please raise your hand if you've ever used PowerPoint before. I was under the assumption that everybody has used PowerPoint before in high school. Raise your hand. It's just so unnecessary, and I don't even know how to continue with this. Another thing is, you know, a university professor is a complete motherfucking cunt. I hate using that word, but this professor deserves it, okay? You are a motherfucking cunt when you only respond to when you are called doctor or professor. So once somebody said miss, and she wouldn't respond to them. We all know damn well that she heard him because he was standing right next to her, but she would not look up at him until he said doctor. So if I go to the hospital and I'm in need of a doctor's help, and I say, "Sir, do you think the doctors there will help me?" There was this one girl in our course, and she only stayed around 3 classes, and this girl had a learning disability, and one of the things that affected her was she was not able to just like speak, and she would always like stutter over her words, and the professor yelled at her. The professor refused to accommodate her learning disability. Pretty sure that's not allowed. And if you guys all go, "Well, if she did all this, why aren't you guys reporting her to the dean?" Oh, I'll get to that. Another thing that she made very, very crystal motherfucking ass clear, we all have to be here 10 minutes early, even if you have a class that's halfway across campus. Bitch, I'm not doing track and field for you. You have to be there 10 minutes early to write down your name on the attendance so that she knows you're there. Because we all know if you stepped in 1 minute late, she would not be able to see you and she wouldn't mark you down for attendance. So this girl was like, "I'm not gonna get out of my class early to come to your class, and I think you would understand how rude it would be for me to leave your class early to go to another class." And the teacher said, the professor said, "Well, you need to come in. When you come in, write me a little piece of notes and slip it to me that you were this many minutes late." Are you fucking kidding me? Another thing was, she always said, "Do not write too much in PowerPoint," and I agree with that. Like, when you make a PowerPoint, you should not write too much because it's just a visual aid to help you explain what you're talking about. And this person, thing is, they didn't use PowerPoint, they used like Prezi, which is kind of like a PowerPoint online, but it's like better effects and everything. Honestly, that shit makes me a little bit dizzy, but to each their own. So they used the Prezi presentation, and this professor looked at the whole, I don't know if you guys ever used Prezi before, but if you're looking at the overview of everything, it looks like there's so much writing, right? But if you click like next, it'll go to like that certain slide, and you'll see that that one slide does not have that much writing. Obviously, when you're looking at the overview of it all, you're looking at all the writing for the entire presentation. So she looked at that and criticized it, and then she was like, oh, you're doing so much writing on this PowerPoint. You're not supposed to write so much. Didn't I tell you all this stuff? Blah, 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 blah. And these two girls are like, how's that so much writing? We have like 2 words per slide. Professor's like, are you meaning to tell me that I do not see what I see and I see all this writing? Girls click next and it goes to one single slide. And the professor's like, oh, well, that's so little writing. What about this visual image? How am I supposed to be visually appealed? Oh my God. If you were in this class, you would have like shot yourself in the throat. These 2 girls brought in cupcakes as like a prize after their presentation because they had like the small game, and then the professor was like, don't pass those out right now. It's nice that you brought them in, but don't pass them out right now because they are so disruptive to the class. She's like, let me just hold on to them. So she brings them to the back. So we watch this little clip that the girls have prepared for their presentation, and it's all dark, and all we can hear in the back, because I kind of sit like near the professor, like crunching. She literally snatched up like the tops of the cupcakes. She snatched off the tops. She ripped off the icing because sugar is so bad for you. Pushed it back into the bin, like the bin of cupcakes. She ate the parts that didn't have icing on them. Like, how are you an adult? She pushed her garbage of icing, of her used ass, disgusting ass, motherfucking ass icing into the cupcakes that everyone's gonna eat, and she just dumped it back there because cupcakes are so disruptive, but not if she has one first. What she likes to do is take a little sample of everything you've done. If you use like this little construction paper for your visual aid, you need to give that shit to her so she can evaluate it at home. When I did my presentation, I gave everyone like these little chocolates, so she's like, oh, I need a sample of your chocolates that you're handing out. I give them to her, and she's like, oh, I'm gonna need more than that. So I gave her like literally the entire bag of Hershey's chocolates. But bitch, I thought sugar was bad for you. And then every single week she has these stories about how she dated this person and she worked at a bar at a club, and then she'll randomly bring up her ex-boyfriends, ex-husbands for no motherfucking reason at all. It also goes to tell us that she dated somebody that lived in Kingston. And then she says Kingston Penitentiary. What? You mean the jail? Oh, okay. Like, and then this is another thing that I wrote down. I honestly do not remember this very well, but I think she did it once or twice. She always eats these like apples during class, even though she told us not to be disruptive. I don't even know how to explain this because it's not even the core that she spat out. She would just chew the apples to get like all the juices out, and then she would spit them out into the newspaper and just like wrap it up. Ugh! Another thing with not eating in class, she told us, do not eat in class unless it's super, super silent. So my friend was unwrapping her burrito, and it kind of made like a noise because of like the foil or whatever. The professor, the doctor looked over at her with these evil eyes because she heard the foils of the burrito unwrapping, and she was like, I'm writing you down for bad behavior. She also told us no ethnic food. Bitch, what the fuck do you mean? Are you afraid I'm gonna bring some China rice and dumplings into this bitch? Cause I will. We had an exam in December. Every single class we have to restructure the class's desk to this way that they're not supposed to be in, but it's the best for her hearing because her hearing is not good at all, or so she says. So she says she can't hear anything. When you talk to her, she's like, sorry, you're gonna have to speak up, I don't hear you. And we literally have to be talking like this. But when somebody unfolds a foil from a burrito, she can hear that perfectly. That really makes sense. I understand. So anyways, as I was saying, in December we had an exam and she wanted us to rearrange all the desks. She said, I need a big, strong girl to help me with this. And as she says this, she looks straight at my friend and she's like, big, strong girl. Rude as fuck. So grand finale, why haven't we reported her yet? Somebody needs to do something about this. So the thing is, about tenured professors, not a lot of things can fire them. Like, they can fucking set a school on fire. They probably get a warning. This girl, she's been missing a few weeks, and she finally came to class for her presentation, and the professor yelled at her and was saying, why are you missing all these weeks of school? You're missing so much attendance. And the girl was like, well, my placement is on this day, and technically if you have placement or co-op, it's supposed to be like excused from attendance. Like, it's not supposed to count because it's the school who gave you that placement. Every professor she had was okay with it. They were like, yeah, that's fine because it's your placement. And then this professor was like, nah, bitch, nah. Nope, like, sorry, no can do. I'm gonna have to mark you absent because you were absent. You weren't here, right? So that's absent. That girl went and reported her to the dean and was like, bitch, what the fuck? My other friend that was in this class, she has a lot of anxiety, so she can't present. What she has to do instead is to do 4 essays. Huh? What? How is that fair? 4 essays to replace 1 presentation? First of all, that's not fair. Second of all, she was not given a rubric for any of these essays. Third of all, she had no individualized comments on her essays that she wrote. She got a D on all her essays, and all the comments were copy and pasted and was like, needs elaboration, needs this. Like, there was no critical, constructive comments on her paper, so how the fuck can she even like learn from that? My friend went to talk to her after school, and the professor was like, yeah, your writing is not good at all. I don't know how you got through university with this. You should not even be in 4th year. Keep in mind, my friend has like a lot of anxiety, and she has also like a slight learning disability with this. So first of all, you should not be saying that to anybody. Second of all, you should definitely not be saying that to somebody with a learning disability. Third of all, fuck you, bitch. My friend, obviously, she was pissed the fuck off. So she went to human rights, she went to human resources, went to the dean, reported all of this, and then they scheduled a meeting with her and the professor, and my friend was like, I know now that the professor's gonna try to fuck me over or try to like say something, because the professor had contacted my friend. Oh, do you want me to like talk to you privately? Like, I can just say sorry and this whole thing can go away. And my friend was like, oh hell nah. So right now, after exams or during this time, they're gonna have a meeting with the human rights, the professor, my friend, and I'll see what happens. But for now, that is it for my racist, rude ass, motherfucking ass woman studies professor. Pretty much. Excited to be done with her in a few days. I hope you guys enjoy this extensive, very long story, but I made sure I had to include every single detail of how horrible of a human being she is. And guys, just because someone has a higher education than you doesn't mean you need to respect them, because respect is not shown in return. Thanks for watching. My Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and all that stuff is right here at AZ Premium. Links will also be down below. Hope to see you guys there, and if you have not already, please subscribe. I hope it's on this side. Oh my god, watch it not. Whatever. Yeah, that is it. Thank you. Bye.